Police in Hammond are investigating 2 homicides this week. One of the victims was a 16-year-old girl, an apparent innocent bystander in a shooting that some say was gang-related. What can police and the public do to stop these shootings and the senseless deaths? Joining me on Lakeshore Report is Hammond Mayor Tom McDermott, Jr. Thank you for joining me here, Mayor.
Hey, Mike, how's it going?
Well, Mayor, tell me, these shootings and these deaths must be troubling to you. What is your police department doing to try to quell the violence?
Well, we have an active gang unit, and we're out there every single day trying to quell violence. It seems like during some times of the year we're more successful than others. Up until about 3 weeks ago, Hammond only had 1 murder for the entire year, and when you look at other urban cities around Indiana, we're way lower than them. Then we had a bad week, and it's nothing that one person could stop. It takes a community, and we're working hard. Hammond Police Department's funded with $25 million of taxpayers' money, 211 police officers working hard every single day to try to stop this type of thing from happening.
Earlier this week, there was a report that came out that says part of the problem may be lack of gun law, gun control. Do you see that as an issue?
Well, it's an issue, for sure. I mean, it's interesting. We're filming this on July 1st when all the new state laws go into effect in Indiana. And one of the new laws that go into effect today is you could legally buy a sawed-off shotgun today. You wonder sometimes whose team the legislators and the governor is on when they're passing laws like this that could make my life as mayor more difficult. Mayors of urban cities, one of the big problems we have is gun violence, handguns particularly, in the hands of people that they shouldn't belong to.
Well, let me ask you this. A lot of times in the media, we like to use that term gang-related. Does it matter to you if these shootings, and apparently these deaths, are gang-related, especially when you got a 16-year-old who was an innocent bystander?
Well, that's the worst part is kids make a conscious decision, and young adults, by the way, make a conscious decision to join gangs, knowing full well the lifestyle brings the increased likelihood of traumatic death, imprisonment, but they consciously make that decision. So it makes it easier for a mayor to deal with gang-on-gang shootings.
Mm-hmm.
It sort of comes with the lifestyle of joining a gang. When an innocent bystander is hit, that's when, it's a lot more serious, obviously. Nobody likes any violence in their cities.
It's summertime, though. Is the police department kind of gearing up for perhaps more potential violence since it's summertime?
Well, studies, I've been mayor 12 years now, and it's cyclical. Murders, shootings happen when it's warm out. When it's cold out, Mother Nature helps us a lot. So yeah, we work a little bit harder, obviously, during this time of year, but you can't let your guard down in December either, because shootings happen then as well. It's a constant presence that we put on the streets,
Now, Mayor, these 2 homicides happened in a particular neighborhood. What can the public do to assist the police department to try to quell some of this violence? What can they do? What's their role?
Well, obviously, when you see gangs, standing about, loitering, get us out there, get the Hammond Police out there, even if it's just to drive by and make sure things are fine. In the case of the second shooting, there was about 20 individuals out paying respects to the first gang member that was shot, and they were literally standing in the middle of the road when the second shooting took place, and that's when the young woman, the 16-year-old victim that was not affiliated with that gang, was hit. It's a tragedy.
Well, I want to thank the Mayor of Hammond, Tom McDermott, Jr., for joining me here today on Lakeshore Report. Thank you, Mayor, for coming.
Thanks very much. I appreciate it.